Greetings viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is something I'm very excited about. This is going to be an unboxing and overview of the new Milwaukee M12 fuel brushless, cordless, right angle die grinder. I've been waiting for this thing since they released it or announced it at NPS and have been dying to get my hands on it. I've got a lot of Milwaukee tools now. I've actually got another video in the works talking about dumping my Snap-on cordless tools for all Milwaukee tools. We'll talk about that in another video. So today we're going to look at model number 2485-20, which is the body tool only. It is a 4-speed control die grinder. We've got speed 1, which is 10,000 RPM, speed 2, which is 15,000 RPM, speed 3, which is 20,000 RPM, and speed 4, which is 24,500 RPM. Let's see what other specs we got on the box we can talk about. Nothing really jumping out. Let's see, 1/4-inch collet, max speed is 24,500 RPM. It's a third horsepower. Length is 4.5 inches, height is 7.9 inches, and weight without battery is 1.2 pounds. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy open, get a battery in it, put on a roll lock holder, and do some testing with it, and take a look at it compared to my pneumatic. I know that you have all probably seen quite a few videos already on this tool, but you know, I'm just now getting my hands on it. Just got here Friday, and it takes a little bit longer to get this stuff in when you buy it with your own money. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this thing. So inside the box, we've got our instructions. We've got entries to a sweepstakes, and we've got the normal little poster with M18 and M12 tools on it. We have the tool itself. And we have the wrenches for tightening and loosening the collet. So you can get a scale of the size of this unit. It's obviously bigger than your pneumatic right angle die grinder would be, but also, you know, it's battery powered, so you've got to compensate for that electric motor. You've got to compensate for where the battery's going to go. Nice little LED light here to illuminate your work surface. Same little flip switch detent lockout for the paddle. Your speed control is here on the back of the unit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice little sticker you can peel off. I sort of wish it was made in there or permanently affixed to the back where you don't have to look up, but it's pretty easy to keep track of. 10, 15, 20, and 24, 5. So let's go ahead and get my pneumatic up here. Let's go ahead and grab a charged battery, and let's go ahead and put a new 3M roll lock adapter in this booger and see how she works. All right, so we got a battery in. It's about half charged 3.0 CP battery on speed 1 right now. We got a speed 2, speed 3, and speed 4. So we'll keep it on speed 3. I believe that was what was recommended for bristle disc, and it is. So we've got a new 3M roll lock disc assembly, disc pad assembly. I'm going to go ahead and install that real quick. And we'll go ahead and put a new bristle disc on there. Don't have any of the small little Scotch-Brite roll-lock pads with me at the shop. They're all at the farm. So we'll have to go with a bristle disc for now. Seems to have plenty of power. So let's do a little quick side-by-side size comparison to my pneumatic. This is an old Blue Point AT110 made in Japan. Had this thing for years and years. This actually was my father's. Serial number on it is, let's see, this was a 1994. So this thing's had quite a bit of use and miles on the odometer. But as we can see, way more compact, a lot smaller. But again, we're not equating for that electric motor and battery with the pneumatic. So this thing will not get in every place this one will. But then again, you don't have to drag an air hose around with this model. So one big advantage to the electric, other than not having to be tethered to one of these airlines, is the noise, or lack thereof. So here is the M12 at 30,000 RPM. Compared to the pneumatic. Trust me, that gets annoying all day, every day. That said, let's see if we can find something that we can put this thing to use with and test out its functions. Well, I didn't find a brake rotor in the scrap metal pile, but I was able to find this Chrysler 3.7 liter V6 cylinder head. So let's clean this junk up here on the mounting surface for the intake manifold and do a comparison between the M12 again and the pneumatic. As you see, we get the same result, whether it be with the pneumatic or with the M12. The big advantage, again, with the M12 is the noise and the not being tethered to an air hose. So yeah, pretty impressive job by the little battery-powered die grinder. Alright guys, did some looking around the shop and actually found some of the Scotch-Brite roll-lock pads, so we can get a look real quick at how it works with those. Like a champ. Nice smooth surface, low noise, and real smooth operation. That was only on speed number 2. Let's try it on 3 real quick. So yeah, there you go. Really capable tool. Really like it. As far as runtime goes on this, I don't know if there was actually any stated numbers on the packaging of the tool or in any of the info on the tool. I'm going to be doing some long-term testing on the tool just to see how it holds up, how I like it, if there's anything that comes up that I don't like, things that haven't been covered in this that I do like. Although this angle die grinder, there's not too many hidden features I would assume that it would have. But yeah, so gonna do some long-term testing on this thing, make another video later on after a couple months of living with it, and see what I like, what I don't like, and try to give you some more figures on how long you can expect it to last. I got a big honking XC60 in it right now, so I'm assuming I'd get lots and lots of grinding done. From the amount of battery it's used, just in a little bit I've used it on and off camera so far, I'd say that if you've got a fully charged 2.0 or CP3.0 or XC3.0 in your toolbox, it should be plenty enough to dress intake manifold, dress a set of heads, a block, surface, anything like that, prep a water pump, anything like that. You should be perfectly fine for runtime. There should be no issues there. You know, switch it out, throw it on the charger afterwards. You most likely have an M18 ratchet, M18 impact, something else along the lines if you've got this tool. Really doubt that anyone would buy that as a standalone. You probably got most of the system already. So battery runtime and things of that nature, I don't think are really a big concern on this tool. So I am really excited adding this Milwaukee Fuel M12 die grinder to the toolbox. Going to get a lot of use out of it, I'm sure, and thoroughly enjoy it. I'm sure there's going to be some areas where maybe the size will be limiting, especially with a larger battery on it, where I won't be able to get it in certain places. Maybe, you know, on-car services, trying to get in an engine bay where, you know, sporadically I might, or periodically I might have to grab the little pneumatic. But overall, I think the M12 will basically replace the pneumatic in at least 90% of my work. And again, super thrilled about it. It seems to be a very powerful, stout little tool, and we will see how it holds on with some long-term testing, and come back in a few months to see how it's held up and if I'm still liking the tool. So with that said, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.